Those footprints that you see behind us will remain there for the rest of time.
Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Now join me on a journey back to the moon in a remarkable immersive show at Lightroom.
We walked into a David Hockney painting here in the Lightroom. While David Hockney was painting it, we were surrounded by it, and David Hockney was explaining to us how he was painting the painting that we were currently in. I immediately thought, if I could stand on the Sea of Tranquility on the moon and recreate that here, that would be not virtual reality. That would be kind of like reality. And so just a quick question to Richard Slaney here. Have you guys ever thought about this? And they said, no, but would you like to work on it with us? I said, I'd love to. And I thought it was going to take a year and a half, and that was just a few short months ago. Then Chris Riley comes along, and he and I share, I got to say, we think about this almost exactly the same way. And his voluminous knowledge of all the imagery that we see here ended up expanding what little idea I had into something that's much, much bigger, and where we're sitting today.
We realized that in many ways this room is so kind of uniquely purposed to telling this story, not least because it's about the same size as the Mission Control Room in Houston, but also, of course, because these panoramas that the astronauts took and beautiful medium format cameras back in the 1960s and 70s are all still pristine negatives. You could transport us to the moon. So here we are right now with the Apollo 16 landing site wrapped around us. Charlie Duke's just off to our left. It's very thrilling.
3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
It remains an absolute constant source of fascination for me. I still read anecdotes from this for pleasure. And it's because it landed in my attention as a story. It wasn't just news and it wasn't just science. It was something equal to Jason and the Argonauts or The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad or any great movie that I'd seen. It was on television where I watched John Wayne movies with my dad and Woody Woodpecker cartoons. I was entertained by what I was seeing on television. And then one night I see a live broadcast from lunar orbit by Apollo 8, and the first vision on my television screen at home was the planet Earth in black and white. And I heard the only three people who were not in the photograph were the crewmen on board Apollo 8 reading from the book of Genesis. I was enthralled by the poetry of it and just the leap of storytelling and faith that went along with it in order to make it happen. And I think anytime you are exposed to great art, and that you take it in for literally for what it is, an incredible creation, you never forget that feeling. So yeah, I have always been searching for another venue in order to tell more of the story, more of the details, to get more of the specifics, like that gentleman's name is Charlie Duke, and he is standing at a place called the Descartes Plain by Plum Crater, and those footprints that you see behind us will remain there for the rest of time. That gets me on an artistic level that is equal to visiting Shakespeare's Globe Theater or seeing, a great play in an ancient theater somewhere in Greece.